You completed month 1. You have momentum. You've seen dramatic changes. Your body composition has shifted. You have more energy, you're stronger, you're sleeping better. You feel like a different person. The protocol works. You're sold. You're ready to continue. Then week 5 arrives. You start week 5 and something has changed. The changes that were dramatic in month 1 are slowing. You step on the scale and the number hasn't changed in 2 weeks. You look in the mirror and while you're clearly more fit than month 1, the dramatic visible changes have slowed. Your energy is great, but it's not like the explosive increase from week 1. Your sleep is good, but not quite the dramatic improvement. Your strength is increasing, but the rapid, dramatic strength gains have slowed. You're expecting excitement. Instead, you get consistency. This is where most people make a critical mistake. They think something is wrong. They think the protocol has stopped working. They think they're not seeing results because results aren't visible. So they change things. They try harder. They change their diet. They change their training. They do something different. And that's when they derail. Because months 2 and 3 are not about visible, dramatic change. Months 2 and 3 are about cementing foundation. They're about adaptation at the cellular level. They're about habits becoming automatic. They're about consistency becoming identity. The dramatic visible changes of month 1 have already happened. Now it's the deep changes that matter. Let me explain what's actually happening in month 2 at the cellular level, because understanding this is critical to maintaining motivation. What's happening at the cellular level in month 2? In month 1, your body responds to new stimulus with drama. New training stimulus triggers muscle protein synthesis and growth. You see muscle definition developing. Your muscles swell from training. You see it immediately. Your cardiovascular system responds dramatically to training. Your VO2 max increases. Your heart rate recovery improves. You feel the difference in your ability to do work. You feel it immediately. Your fat loss is visible. You're creating a caloric deficit. Your body is burning fat. You see it on the scale. You see it in your body composition. You see it in the mirror. It's dramatic. It's immediate. But here's what happens in month 2. The dramatic visible changes were your body responding to the new stimulus shock. Now your body is adapting to that stimulus as normal. Your muscles have adapted to training at this intensity. Your cardiovascular system has adapted to this training stimulus. Your body has adapted to this nutrition pattern. So the dramatic responses slow. You're not getting weaker, you're not going backwards, but you're not seeing the dramatic forward movement either. The drama has become normal. But here's what is happening at the cellular level that you can't see. Your mitochondria are proliferating. You've triggered the initial stimulus in month 1. Now, in month 2, your cells are actually building new mitochondria. This is not visible, but this is happening. Your hormones are rebalancing. In month 1, your hormones were chaotic with the new stimulus. In month 2, they're rebalancing to a new set point. Your cortisol is normalizing. Your testosterone is optimizing. Your growth hormone response is improving. This is not visible, but this is happening. Your connective tissues are adapting. Your tendons, ligaments, and connective tissues are becoming stronger. This is not visible, but this is the foundation of long-term injury prevention and capability. Your nervous system is becoming more efficient. Your motor control is improving. Your movement patterns are becoming more refined. This is not visible in the mirror, but this is the foundation of strength and capability. So, in month 2, there's nothing wrong. Everything is working. The changes are just deeper, less visible, more cellular. Training progression weeks 5 through 12. Week 5 through 8, you continue the same training structure from month 1. 3 or 4 days per week resistance training, 2 days per week cardiovascular work. But you're increasing the weight progressively, not dramatically, but consistently. Week 5, you add 5 to 10% weight to your exercises compared to week 4. Squats go from 220 pounds to 240 pounds. Bench press goes from 175 to 190. Deadlifts go up by 10 to 20 pounds. But here's the key, you're managing fatigue. This is not where you suddenly double your training volume. You're increasing weight slightly. You're managing total volume. You're preventing overtraining. Sample week 5 structure. Monday, lower body strength emphasis. Squats, 4 warm-up sets, then 5 working sets of 3 to 5 reps at heavier weight than week 4. Deadlifts, 4 warm-up sets, then 3 working sets of 3 to 5 reps. Leg press, 3 sets of 8 reps. Leg curls, 3 sets of 10 reps. Total time about 60 minutes. Tuesday, cardiovascular work, 30 to 40 minutes moderate intensity. Wednesday, upper body push, moderate intensity. Bench press, 4 sets of 6 to 8 reps at increased weight. Incline press, 4 sets of 6 to 8 reps. Overhead press, 3 sets of 5 to 6 reps. Tricep work, 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. Total time about 45 minutes. Thursday, rest day or light mobility work. Friday, upper body pull, strength emphasis. Pull-ups, 5 sets of 5 to 8 reps at increased difficulty, added weight belt if needed. Rows, 4 sets of 6 to 8 reps at increased weight. Lat pull-downs, 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps. Bicep work, 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. Total time about 50 minutes. Saturday, cardiovascular work, 40 minutes moderate intensity. Sunday, rest or active recovery. This continues through week 8. You're increasing weight every week. You're building strength progressively. You're not dramatically increasing total volume. You're managing fatigue. Week 9 through 12, you adjust. You've been training at increasing intensity for 4 weeks. Now you modify slightly to prevent fatigue accumulation. You might reduce volume slightly while maintaining intensity, or you might increase volume slightly while reducing intensity. The goal is continued progression without overtraining. Sample week 9 structure. Monday, lower body power and strength. Squats, 5 sets of 3 to 5 reps at heavy weight. Deadlifts, 3 sets of 1 to 3 reps at near maximum weight, learning limits. Leg press, 3 sets of 8 reps. Leg curls, 3 sets of 10 reps. Total time about 60 minutes. Tuesday, cardiovascular work, 35 minutes moderate to slightly elevated intensity. Wednesday, upper body pull and push. Bench press, 4 sets of 5 reps at heavy weight. Rows, 4 sets of 5 reps at heavy weight. Overhead press, 3 sets of 5 to 6 reps. Pull-ups, 4 sets of 5 to 8 reps at heavy weight. Thursday, rest day or light mobility work. Friday, full body moderate intensity. Squats, 3 sets of 8 reps. Bench press, 3 sets of 8 reps. Rows, 3 sets of 8 reps. Deadlifts, 2 sets of 3 reps. Leg curls, 3 sets of 10 reps. Bicep work, 2 sets of 10 reps. Total time about 60 minutes. Saturday, cardiovascular work, 40 minutes moderate intensity. Sunday, rest or active recovery. This continues through week 12. You're increasing weight every week. You're building strength progressively. You're not dramatically increasing total volume. You're managing fatigue. Week 12 plus builds to higher power. Now you've built a substantial base of strength and fatigue tolerance. Now you can increase the training volume dramatically. Your muscles are rebalancing. Your hormones are settling in. Your connective tissues are adapting. Your tolerance to training has increased. Now you can increase the training volume dramatically. Your muscles are rebalancing. Your hormones are settling in. Your connective tissues are adapting.
Progressive overload principles. You need to understand progressive overload because this is how you continue adapting in months 2 and 3 when the drama of month 1 is over. Progressive overload means you're progressively increasing the stimulus on your body. More reps, more weight, more sets, less rest between sets, better form, some variation of increased stimulus. But it doesn't all happen at once. Week 5, you might add weight. Week 6, you might add reps. Week 7, you might reduce rest periods. Week 8, you might add a set. Week 9, you might focus on form improvement. Week 10, you might add weight again. You're rotating which aspect of the stimulus you're increasing, but something is always progressing. This is what keeps adaptation happening even when visible change slows. Examples. Week 1 to 2, add 5 pounds to major lifts. Week 3 to 4, add 1 rep to all sets. Week 5 to 6, reduce rest periods by 10%. Week 7 to 8, add 1 set to major movements. Week 9 to 10, improve form and control. Week 11 to 12, add weight again. This constant small progression is what drives continued adaptation. Nutrition adjustments in months 2 and 3. Your nutrition was simple in month 1. Eat whole foods, eat enough protein, do intermittent fasting. In month 2, you're adjusting based on month 1 data. If you lost more fat than expected, you might increase calories slightly. You might add 100 to 200 calories per day. This prevents excessive fatigue from being in too aggressive a deficit. If you lost less fat than expected, you might decrease calories slightly. You might reduce by 100 calories per day. This continues fat loss. If you lost muscle in month 1, you increase protein and calories slightly. You're building muscle, not just burning fat. You also adjust carbohydrate timing. You're eating more carbohydrates around training. Pre-training, banana with almond butter 30 minutes before training. Post-training, rice with protein within 30 minutes after training. This supports performance and recovery. You're also increasing food quality slightly. Month 1 was just whole foods. Month 2, you're choosing the best whole foods. Grass-fed beef instead of conventional. Wild-caught fish instead of farmed. Organic vegetables instead of conventional. You're optimizing within whole foods. You might also adjust supplementation. Months 1, you addressed obvious deficiencies. Months 2, you're adding performance-supporting supplements. Creatine monohydrate, beta-alanine, caffeine for training. These are all optional but can support performance. You're still doing intermittent fasting, 14 to 16-hour daily fast, but now you're aware of how it affects training. If you're training in the morning, you might have a small pre-training meal to fuel performance. This breaks the fast, but supports training quality. Sleep and recovery deepening. Your sleep was good in month 1. You were probably sleeping better than you had in years. In month 2, you're optimizing deeper. You're adding recovery modalities. Sauna, 2 to 3 times per week, 15 to 20 minutes in sauna at 110 to 120 degrees Celsius. This supports cardiovascular health, recovery, and heat adaptation. Cold exposure, 2 to 3 times per week, 1 to 3 minutes in cold water at 10 to 15 degrees Celsius. This supports recovery, immune function, and thermogenesis. Massage or foam rolling, 3 times per week, 15 to 30 minutes of foam rolling or massage focusing on areas that are tight or sore. Stretching, 5 to 10 minutes daily of active stretching or yoga, focusing on movement quality and recovery. Sleep supplementation, magnesium glycinate continues. You might add other compounds, glycine for sleep quality, theanine for relaxation. These are all optional but can support sleep quality. Sleep environment continues to be optimized. Cool, dark, quiet. No screens before bed. Consistent sleep and wake times. Habit formation science. Why month 2 and 3 matter. Here's something critical. The research on habit formation suggests it takes 66 days on average for a behavior to become automatic. Some habits form faster, some take longer, but 66 days is about 9 weeks, which means around week 9 or week 12, the protocol is becoming automatic. This is what's actually happening in months 2 and 3. Your resistance training is becoming automatic. You don't have to motivate yourself. It's just what you do. Your nutrition is becoming automatic. You don't have to think about it. You buy whole foods. You prepare them. It's normal. Your sleep schedule is normal. Your meditation practice is normal. Your stress management is normal. You've built habits. This is enormously important because once something is a habit, it doesn't require motivation. Motivation is the thing that gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going when motivation fades. In month 1, you were motivated by seeing changes. In month 2, when change is slow, motivation should have already transitioned to habit. If it hasn't, you'll struggle. This is why being consistent in month 1 is critical, because you're building habits. You're not just trying to look different.
You're building habits that will carry you through the years ahead. The month 3 plateau. Around week 10, right at the end of month 3, many people hit a plateau, not because they're doing something wrong, but because the initial adaptation is complete. In month 1, everything changes quickly. In month 2, change is slow but are still visible. In month 3, the rate of visible change can slow significantly. Body weight plateaus. Body composition changes slow. Strength gain slow. This is completely normal. This is not failure. This is your body having adapted to the current stimulus. The plateau is temporary. But many people see the plateau and think they failed. They change their training. They change their diet. They do something different. And that sometimes helps, but often it just adds confusion. What actually works is pushing through the plateau with slight intensity increases. You increase training stimulus by small amounts. You maintain nutrition consistency. You maintain sleep and recovery. And the body adapts again. Example month 3 plateau navigation. Week 10, your weight is the same as week 8. Body composition hasn't changed in 3 weeks. You think you've plateaued. Week 11, instead of changing your program, you add weight to your exercises, 5% more. You add 1 set to your major movements. You increase training volume slightly. Week 12, you measure. Your body composition hasn't changed from week 10 to week 12, but your strength has increased. Your performance capacity has increased. You're adapting in ways you can't see in the mirror. Week 13, beginning month 4, you continue the slight intensity increases. By now, your body is responding again. Body composition starts changing again. The plateau has passed. This is what pushing through the plateau looks like. It's not dramatic, it's not exciting, but it works.
Common month 2 and 3 challenges. Fatigue. You're training hard. You're maintaining consistency. You might feel fatigued. This is normal. The solution is not less training. It's better recovery, more sleep, more relaxation, better nutrition, sufficient calories. Soreness. You might continue to be sore in month 2, especially if you're increasing weights. This is normal. DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness, will eventually adapt and reduce. Until then, foam rolling, stretching, sauna, cold exposure, and adequate sleep help. Boredom. You're doing the same exercises, the same training routine. You're not seeing dramatic changes. The excitement has faded. This is normal. Solution: focus on small improvements. Can you do 1 more rep? Can you do the movement with better form? Can you reduce rest periods by 5 seconds? Small improvements maintain engagement. Life stress. Month 1, you're motivated. Month 2, life stress accumulates. Work stress, relationship stress, financial stress. These accumulate on top of training stress. Solution: prioritize recovery even more. Sleep becomes more important. Stress management becomes more important. Meditation becomes more important. You're managing multiple stressors, not just training. Measuring progress in month 3. At the end of month 3, you remeasure everything. Body composition, take measurements or DEXA scan. Compare to month 0 baseline and month 3 baseline. Strength, test your major lifts, squats, deadlifts, bench press. See how much stronger you are compared to month 1. Cardiovascular, test resting heart rate. Test VO2 max if possible. Test heart rate recovery. See the improvements. Blood work. If you did blood work at month 0, consider repeating at month 3. See how inflammatory markers have changed, how lipids have changed. Measurements: waist, chest, hips, thighs, arms. Compared to month 1, you've probably lost inches even if weight is similar. Energy and sleep. How do you feel? How's your energy? How's your sleep? These are real measurements. Performance. What can you do now that you couldn't do in month 1? Can you run further, lift heavier, do more pull-ups? These are real measurements.
By month 3, you can document significant progress, not as dramatic as month 1, but real, measurable progress. What month 3 measurements prove. Here's what happens when people measure in month 3. They see they've been making progress the whole time, even though it wasn't visible every day. Maybe they're 10 pounds lighter than month 0. Maybe they've lost an inch from their waist. Maybe they're 20% stronger. Maybe their resting heart rate is 10 beats per minute lower. Maybe they can do push-ups they couldn't do in month 1. These are real changes. The fact that they weren't visible every day doesn't mean they weren't happening. They were. This is why measurement is so important, especially in months 2 and 3, when visible change slows. The data proves you're progressing even when you can't see it in the mirror. Preparation for months 4 through 6. By the end of month 3, you've built foundation, you've built habits, you've built adaptation. You're ready for the next phase. Months 4 through 6, you're going to increase training intensity significantly. You're going to start more structured cardiovascular work. You're going to deepen conditioning, but you're building on the foundation of months 1 through 3. Without the foundation of months 1 through 3, months 4 through 6 would be too much. You'd be injured. You'd be overtrained. You wouldn't recover. But because you have the foundation, you're ready. In your month 3 measurements, if you're not satisfied with progress, this is the time to ask, what could I do differently? Not something completely different, but a small adjustment that addresses a specific issue. If fat loss was slower than expected, slight calorie reduction, 10% less calories. If muscle loss happened, more protein, slight calorie increase. If strength gains were slow, more heavy training emphasis, more rest between heavy sets. If energy is low, more calories, better sleep, more stress management. You make one small adjustment based on data. You don't change everything. Your month 2 and 3 action plan. Here's what you do starting week 5. Review month 1 data. Understand what happened, what worked, what felt easy, what felt hard, what results did you see. Adjust training. Week 5, increase weight 5 to 10% on all exercises. Maintain the same structure, same exercises, same frequency, just more weight. Adjust nutrition. Based on month 1 results, adjust calories slightly if needed. Adjust carbohydrate timing around training. Improve food quality slightly. Deepen recovery. Add sauna or cold exposure if possible. Add foam rolling routine. Maintain great sleep. Maintain habits. Don't change your training days. Don't change your meditation time. Maintain consistency. These habits are forming. Track progress. Keep a training log. Write down what you do each session. Track weights, reps, how you feel. Track nutrition. Track sleep. Track energy. Measure week 8. At the end of week 8, end of month 2, remeasure body composition, strength on major lifts, resting heart rate. See the progress. Continue progression. Weeks 9 through 12, continue the progression approach. Small increases in stimulus. You're not trying to dramatically change anything. You're making steady, small improvements. Stay committed through the plateau. When month 3 plateau hits, don't panic. Don't change everything. Increase intensity slightly. Maintain consistency. Push through. Measure month 3. At the end of month 3, full measurement battery. Document your month 3 data clearly. This proves the protocol works even when you couldn't see it daily.